Imagine living your 16th birthday over and over and over again. What would you do? How would you break the cycle? Today, I'm going to introduce you to Sean W Willson, who wrote the book Emit After Emit, which is just this story. Welcome into the channel. Thank you, Sean, for coming.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So, this is your first book, Emit After Emit. We met on TikTok, which is what I love about this channel. And you asked me to give your book a read. And what it was half a chapter in when I messaged you back and said, I love this book. This book's got to go out to the world. And I couldn't get enough of it. I had to read what was going on. It's a scary concept. Like your 16th birthday. What I loved so much about this is his 16th birthday first go around was the day of his life. Like he had a great birthday with his family. He went out with his friends. He finally told the girl that he's in love with, that he's in love with her. Went to bed with the biggest smile on his face. Woke up the next morning and it's his 16th birthday again. Everyone's a year older except for him. And then the story gets complicated. Is that a pretty fair synopsis?
That's 100% a fair synopsis. I think that a lot of people go in thinking it's like a Groundhog Day, and I needed to find kind of a new twist on that,
Oh,
that he isn't stuck. It's everyone else isn't stuck.
it's so not Groundhog Day. Like he wakes up, he has the best 16th birthday ever, wakes up the next day and it's his 16th birthday again, but his whole year's passed and everybody else has had a year and he hasn't. So A, he's got to play catch up, and B, he's got to figure out why he's 16 again. And I'm not going to tell you how many times he turned 16 because you need to read this book. And I throughout the book, I wanted a resolution. I wanted to him to figure out what was going on and to break the cycle. And I'm not going to say whether he does or not, whether he remains 16 for life. But read this book, and I think you'll understand the whole concept of why you would relive your life over and over again for whatever reasons. So, um, first of all, congratulations, 100 copies of the book. This, for an indie author's first book, to sell 100 copies, you must be the envy of every indie author on TikTok right now.
I still have deep imposter syndrome. Like it's been 2 months since
Yeah,
releasing. And I
yeah.
actually wanted to do a call out because this book almost never made it to the shelf. So
Oh,
I had sent it to you. I was still like, should I move forward? Like, should I
I
actually
remember
do
this
this?
conversation. Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
your response was not only like, you're hooked, but like, I need to keep writing. And so I actually, like, a week later, started writing the second book. So
Yay.
your call out was like something that helped cure that imposter syndrome for me for sure.
Wow. Well, I'm delighted that I helped with that. But this book is so good that, I mean, it's selling itself. Like it sold 100 copies, so it's selling itself. So, everybody, if you haven't read this book already, Emit After Emit, you've got to get out and read this book because it's just an amazing story. You will need to pack tissues. And that's the only other hint I'm going to give is that you will need to pack tissues. Now, I've got a question for you. Um, it's called Emit After Emit, and Emit's his name. That's an unusual name. Never heard someone called that name before. Where did that name come from?
Yeah, a little backstory on that. So I was watching Zootopia with my
Right.
son. I have a
Yeah.
6-year-old, and he's in that spelling phase. And so he was spelling Emmett the otter, and he was like Emit, because as a kid, like that's not how it's typically spelled, but that's how it sounded out.
Right.
And I had the whole plot of the book just come into my brain because Emmett was time backwards, and which is
No.
the plot of the
No.
movie or the book. Yeah.
I can't believe that. Emily's time. Why didn't I pick that up?
It's a
So,
little Easter egg, little
so
Easter
it's
egg.
time after time,
Yep,
reversed.
yep.
Oh, see, I should have figured that out. That's brilliant. Wow. Okay, everybody, I was today years old when I learned that this book is time after time kind of backwards. Oh, there's another Easter egg in the book as well that smart readers will figure that out too. Wow. Oh, amazing. So my favorite character in the book, I love Emmett. My favorite character was his brother Nolan. Nolan is like the little brother, big brother that everyone wishes they had. Because he goes from younger brother to twin, I guess, to older brother
Yeah.
in 2 years. So without realizing that he has, which is really awesome as well.
Yeah, I think he was one of my favorite characters to write. I just connected with him so much, and I think it's because like I have a sister, so I don't have a brother, but her and I have often joked that there's parts of our lives that like I feel so much further ahead than her, even though I'm the younger brother, and there's parts where she feels
Right.
further ahead. And we actually had our daughters born at the same time, and so we were the same. And so it's a little bit
Oh,
of a mirror of our lives and my relationship with my sister, and just like the dynamic that we have, that our relationship doesn't change. It doesn't matter who's older or like who's ahead or who's behind.
wow,
It's
that's
just
cool.
being there. Yeah.
So I was going to ask, and you've preempted this. This is any part of this story autobiographical? Are there any people or situations that are real?
No. Like I
Okay,
think well, like there are Easter eggs in there for people in my life, like in my life, but
cool,
I
cool.
wouldn't say that anybody is based off anybody. I wouldn't say that there's any events that happened. It's almost like I mashed a bunch of people that like I had relationships with together to form some of these characters' personalities, but not
Yeah, yeah.
necessarily the events. There's one like again, a very Easter egg for like my best friend. The whole book's about friendship. And so
Right.
there's
Yes.
few of that, but my best friends during they got married. So my best friends ended up marrying each other, and I got to be like throwing them a bachelor party, and we hid little birds around a cottage, which is a call out in the book that
Yes. Yes, it is. And
yeah.
there's one other thing I like in the book, and it's in the very first chapter, it's the very first scene. It's Emmett's first 16th birthday, and this family have a tradition that I wish I could go back to my childhood and introduce this tradition into my birthdays because there's a there's a contest that somebody has to throw a cupcake at the birthday person, and if the cupcake smashes into the birthday person somehow, they're the winner. And I don't know why this isn't just a birthday tradition around the world because it is so awesome. Is this a birthday tradition in your family?
It is not yet, but it is inspired
Yes.
by again, an event. I might do it for my next birthday. My wife might kill me because we're gonna have to clean up a lot of
Clean
mess
up.
there.
Yeah.
It happened when my daughter accidentally threw a cupcake across the room. She's like 2, and I was reading and writing and like reworking things in my head, and she just chucked a birth like a cupcake across the room, and I'm like, that's it. That's what I'm
That's
gonna put
going
in
in the
there.
story.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. So you touched on a bit earlier that there's a second book, that you're writing a
Yeah.
second book. Is it a sequel? Is it something completely different? Can you give us a hint?
Yeah, it is completely different. It's not in there, but it's actually inspired by one line of the first book. So there was a line, and like I'm not gonna tell you when the line
No,
is or
no.
where it is, but it's somebody says like I would chase her across every universe, and I took that line and I made an entire book out of it, which is it's my next
Wow.
coming out late summer. I'm already done it. It's just with my editing team, so
Yeah.
I'm waiting
Okay.
for that. But it's called The 100 Lives I Lived Before You, and it's a story about I think it's very similar, but he wakes up and randomly he'll be in a new world. So every morning he isn't sure if he's a pirate, Fantasyland, or a 1960s
Oh,
mobster, and he has to try and figure out how to reclaim his life when, it's changing around him all the time. Very similar.
wow.
It's kind of the style that I've learned that I love to write in is these what if
But it's
speculative. Yeah.
multiverse. This is like full on multiverse, not just reliving your birthday over, but multiverse. It's
Kinda, because while it's changing for him, the cast and crew of his life are all the same. They have no recollection that things are changed. They just feel that that's normal. And so he meets a girl and figures out that that's what he wants and has to chase her across the worlds until he figures that out.
wow, wow. Okay, I'm putting my hand up for an ARC when they're available because
It wouldn't be happening without you. So you're going to be on
oh
that list front and
wow,
center.
thank you so much. I'm very excited about this. But so back to Emit After Emit. Everybody, if you haven't read this book, you've got to go out and get it because it's just so good. So there'll be there's a link in my bio on TikTok. There's a link directly on the description in YouTube. So go ahead, get this book. You'll thank both of us later because it is absolutely brilliant. And who doesn't want to know what happens? Like, is he going to be 16 forever? Or is he going to figure out what's triggered this and maybe put a stop to it? Neither of us are going to admit to the answer. You're going to have to read it and find out. So there you go. Thank you so much, Sean W Willson, for coming to the channel. Thrilled to finally meet you. It's been so exciting, and I'm delighted about how well this book is doing, and it deserves to do as well as it's doing. And it's got Amazon bestseller written all over it. And a year from now, we'll have this conversation. You'll be like, "Yeah, I'm there, Amazon bestseller."
Thank you so much for all the support you've given me. I love your reviews, and I always crave the next one.
Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. Thank you.